Hey, what's up, One Pride? Man, what a win! What a win! What a what a recap I'm gonna have to do here. Uh, I don't know. The way that the game started was fantastic, man. We were running the ball, we were blocking. Our offensive line was stout. I mean, our defense did very, very well. Our defensive line was on fire there, stopping Alex Smith. I think they had back-to-back plays where they lost 24 yards in total. Just to get him out of field goal range there in that opening drive. So, I mean, our defense was playing lights out early on. Offense was playing lights out early on, too. Stafford was floating that ball. Marvin Hall's catch there was a beauty. He still doesn't have Marvin Hall's speed figured out yet, I don't believe. But, Marvin is just super fast. So, he has to wait on that ball a little bit. But still, he's flicking the ball 50 yards down the field. I mean, you can't really ask for anything different. Marvin Jones on his touchdown, man, that was just an awesome. He read that coverage where they had the one corner come in at him and nobody picked him up as he ran by. I mean, he flipped his arm up saying, "Hey, throw me the ball." So they were reading it pretty well early on. Slowed down a little bit third quarter. Third quarter was a little bit. I'm jumping forward here, but the third quarter was shaky. Fourth quarter was really an absolute meltdown. So. I'm sorry, the third quarter was a meltdown. The fourth quarter, thankfully we were able to get out of it unscathed too much. But giving up 17 points there in the third quarter it's unacceptable. And I have to put that on coaching. Yes, some of the plays there, the players there were kind of boneheaded mistakes. I mean, you could target Trufant on back-to-back plays, I think, there at the end. I think that was more in the fourth quarter, but I mean, outside of that, going to a different scheme there, going into more of a zone. I mean, Alex Smith was just tearing up the defense, and really, I mean, you go back and say, yeah, the players could play better, but I mean, they're playing what the coaches are telling them to play, and I think I've been screaming this all along that with these vocal leaders, specifically Stafford. I mean, when you're coming out there and you have 6 plays ran right away, boom, boom, nothing, you know what I mean? It's too quick, and you could just see the frustration all over his face. I think, Stafford's definitely not this guy, but I was screaming at my TV, like, why doesn't he get in the coach's face? I mean, I know there's a level of respect and things like that, but you could just see the frustration on his face all over the board. I mean, it was just one of those things to where, if you could see what he was thinking, I think you knew what he was thinking. So, what are they going to do, bench him? I mean, if he come out firing right at the coach, I mean, I know it's not good for the locker room. I know it's not good for media to catch on to that, and I know everybody's going to be like, oh, Stafford's wrong. I would love to see it. I'd love to see him go, you know what, coach, you're not doing this right. I'm going to, change it up to this. I mean, the guy's been in the league for 12 years. If a play's not working, he should know that. I mean, when you line up, you bunch all your lineup together, you move Marvin Jones into block, and you still run the flipping ball. I mean, to put it bluntly, it's maddening. It's maddening. I mean, I can call it right there. It's going to be left guard or right guard, depending on where it's at, and the defense is stacking the box with 8-9 guys. I mean, that's ridiculous. I mean, can't you just... I mean, it's easier said than done, but do a play action. I mean, something. You got to have some sort of package throw out of that set that, that can, I don't know. It's better than running up and getting a negative play or a zero play, and then you're getting into second and long, third and long, and then, it's, I can't even explain it because it frustrates me when we're doing it, but I just wish that there was a little bit more vocal from Stafford. I think that would go a long way. I think his teammates would feed off of it. I think that Swift needs to be your running back 1, and I think Carryon needs to be running back 2, hands down. I think you got to stop force feeding Adrian Peterson. Now, I know he's a surefire Hall of Famer. I know he's got accolades up the yin yang. I mean, he's just a phenomenal player, but he's 35, 36 years old. He still has some left in the tank, yeah, but is he going to... Should he be giving you 12 carries a game? No. I mean, I don't think he had that in this game, but still, I think he had a decent yard per carry too, but I'm glad they kept feeding Swift. Swift had the hot hand. Johnson should be getting more carries too. I mean, the guy can... I think he only had 1 carry yesterday. So it's just kind of frustrating on that level, but... the defense was just torn apart in the third quarter there. I mean, especially the run game, or the run defense there was just horrible. I think Alex Smith in the fourth quarter had 7 straight incompletions, and they were still moving the ball. I think they had like 4 or 5 first downs on that. So I don't know, man. It's one of those things that I think we're going to see this through the remainder of the season. I think we're going to see some blowouts. I think we're going to see some maybe wins. I think Carolina's a good win next week, just for the fact that they may be without Bridgewater and potentially without McCaffrey. So, I think we can get that win there and go back to 500, but anything goes down. I mean, you've got Minnesota again, you've got Chicago again, you've got Green Bay again, you've got Tampa Bay in there. That's a rough slate. It's tough. I think Carolina's a must-win. I think any of those other ones that you can sneak out, hopefully Chicago's kind of faltering. We'll see how they look tonight against Minnesota. Minnesota's either up or down. I mean, it depends on what game you get out of them. So we'll see how it goes moving forward. But anyways, first off, like and subscribe to this channel. I'd like to keep this going. I'd like to keep presenting some videos. I've talked to a buddy of mine. We're going to start doing some one-on-ones here, have like a color commentator, if you will, or devil's advocate or things like that, just so we can argue back and forth. Comment on some topics that you'd like me to discuss, as a duo. We'll talk with him. I've got another buddy lined up to where we can talk about some other things too. So I think we're going to keep this thing rolling. Again, if you can subscribe, that'd be great. I mean, anything you guys can do to support this channel is fantastic, and I appreciate that. So comment down below anything that you'd like us to hit on, any topics. I know you guys want me to tear into Stafford and the coaching staff and things like that, but anything at all, I'd be happy to do that. And so hit that notification bell so you can get more videos of this content. Hopefully we can switch over and do some Tigers stuff too, and we can do some Pistons, which they've got a draft coming up on Wednesday, and the Red Wings, I'd love to hit on them too. So right now is the Lions, because they're the ones that are playing, so we're going to hang out with them. Hopefully we can get this season into a decent season. We can squeak into the playoffs and try to do that. The issue with doing that, you keep the coaching staff. Are you happy with that? If they get into the playoffs, do they deserve to come back for their final year? I think it's the 5th year that they'll be here together. So let's play on that and see what's going on. So again, I thank you for everything you do, all the comments that you've given, all the views that you've done, and I appreciate you. Stay safe out there. Mask up where you can. Social distance where you can. Let's keep this virus at bay. God bless and peace.